Welcome back to Arena Football Talk. We are here to talk playoff football, the Arizona Rattlers at the Vegas Nighthawks, and I do have some disclosure to give to you. The IFL is switching their broadcast over to Stadium for the playoffs. The app didn't really work well because while I was trying to watch the game, I was primarily watching minor league baseball for some reason. I did get to watch most of the second quarter. I closed my eyes at halftime. Had a long week, didn't get a lot of sleep throughout the week, and apparently closing my eyes to just kind of rest them for a minute turned into I didn't wake up until the last play of the game. So I do apologize. I watched as much footage as I possibly can. This was a tight contest. So I'm just going to go ahead and give you that disclosure, give you the scoring summary, and then give you some takeaways because the Arizona Rattlers, they were not supposed to have a home playoff game this playoff, and a friend of mine can vouch. I said it weeks ago, not publicly. I want to acknowledge that. But I did say it weeks ago, neither one of the top two teams in the West are going to make it to the finals. I did not think both teams are going to lose in the first round. But anyway, so the Arizona Rattlers start off the scoring about 5 minutes into the first quarter. Corey Reed Jr., a 5-yard rushing touchdown. Point after was no good at 6-0 Rattlers. CJ Windham, who did get injured in the first half. I did not see him anywhere else on the score sheet or in any other footage in the second half. He was back on the sidelines without a helmet at the very end of the first half, so I'm going to assume that means he did not return to the game. And CJ Windham has been a phenomenal receiver, and he's always all over the score sheet whenever these two teams meet up. But Windham, a 15-yard receiving touchdown, making it 7-6. Vegas takes the first lead of the game. Vegas gets the ball back at about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Jerome Johnson, 1-yard rushing touchdown, extending that lead to 14-6. Then on the following kickoff, Glenn Gibbons Jr., a 49-yard return for a touchdown. The point after was no good, so Dawson Evans missed back-to-back point afters. 14-12, the Arizona Rattlers only trail by 2. About 6 minutes later, Jerome Johnson, a 14-yard rushing touchdown, extending the lead to 21-12. Before Dalton Snead connects with Nair Jackson for a 4-yard touchdown, making it 21-20. The 2-point conversion was good, but Quentin Randolph, a 7-yard rushing touchdown, making it 28-20 just before halftime. And considering how Vegas started the second half with the football, perfectly executed. Gotta give him full credit. Perfectly executed. And a little bit before that, the Arizona Rattlers actually almost had another kickoff return touchdown by Gigi. It was stopped by a clutch play by a Vegas player. Vegas has a really solid team. It's always a pleasure to watch it, but frustrated because obviously I want the Rattlers to win. Full disclosure, yeah, I know. I want to acknowledge my biases up front. Anyway, going to the second half with about 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, Wimbush, a 14-yard touchdown, 35-20, Vegas extending the lead again. Before Shannon Brooks answers back 4 seconds into the fourth quarter, a 1-yard rushing touchdown, 35-27, and the Rattlers just keeping themselves in it. Rattlers get the ball back, and with about 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, Dalton Snead, a 2-yard run. It is 35-33, we're back within 2, before Kevin Macias hit a 35-yard field goal to make it 38-33, and it's coming down to the wire. It's 48 seconds to go, and I woke up for the last play, and on this last play, Dalton Snead, a 1-yard rushing touchdown, and the Arizona Rattlers won by 1 point, 39-38. Of the 3 matchups this season between the Vegas Nighthawks and the Arizona Rattlers, Vegas won by 2 points, 5 points, and the Rattlers won by 1. Not a single one of these teams managed to best the other by a touchdown or more. It just shows how even these teams are. It's been a great matchup. Anyway, looking at the quarterback play, I get to mention him one more time, so I'll go ahead and talk about Jerome Johnson for just a few minutes. 7 for 11, 102 yards, 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, 54 rushing yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns. Dalton Snead, serviceable playoff game, 16 for 25, 149 yards and a touchdown, adding in 24 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Shannon Brooks, 23 yards on 11 attempts, only had the 1 rushing touchdown. Corey Reed Jr., 3 attempts, 11 yards and a rushing touchdown. Jamal Miles is the leading receiver, funny enough. 7 receptions, 75 yards, averaging more than 10 yards a catch. Shannon Brooks, 4 receptions, 35 yards. Corey Reed Jr., 4 receptions, 35 yards. And Nair Jackson, 1 reception, 4 yards. Doesn't matter, that was a touchdown for him. And the Arizona Rattlers offense did what they needed to do. On the defensive end of the ball, veteran defender Devontae Merriweather had an interception. Jermaine Dobbs, who's been great for the Arizona Rattlers, had an interception. He had a couple tackles for loss, those sacks being Connor Taylor's and Kevin Symes Jr. Other tackles for loss, he had 3 total for Connor Taylor, 2 for Kevin Symes Jr., and 1 for Dylan Winfrey. The defense also did what they needed to do. Not a whole lot else to add there. Couple of interceptions, 3 tackles for loss out of Connor Taylor. The Arizona Rattlers, they win that game. The next night, The San Diego Strike Force upset the Bay Area Panthers, the defending champion Bay Area Panthers. So both the number 1 and 2 seed in the West were knocked off. They were upset. And the matchup this Monday is between the Arizona Rattlers and the San Diego Strike Force at Desert Diamond Arena. I will definitely be there. It's going to be fun to cover another playoff game, and the Arizona Rattlers are 1 game away from making it to another IFL championship. Will the results be different? Well, we don't know that yet. They still got to actually win the game and make it through, because San Diego, they've been a good team this year. San Diego is also matched up pretty well with the Rattlers, so we'll have to wait and see, but it should be a solid matchup. I am Matthew Jacobson with Arena Football Talk. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, I do apologize that I rested my eyes and all of a sudden the second half was gone. That was on me. The first quarter was not on me. That was on the broadcast. Second half was on me.